Welcome to the channel, Totally Magic, and another card trick. I know what you're thinking. This is not a normal deck, and you're dead right. You can see it's not a full deck. I know a lot of magicians start their performance off by saying, hey, I got a full deck of normal cards. These are not full and they're not normal because I've taken out some of the cards. See if you can spot what I've taken out as I go through. That's right, I've taken out all the picture cards, the high value playing cards, the aces, the kings, the queens, etc. Where are they? They're hidden inside these envelopes. And the reason I've done that is because I want you to only pick high value cards. Now, if I didn't have them in the envelopes, you would know what they are. And some people believe you can even notice a card through the back of the playing card. So we've buried them deep inside these envelopes. To make it fair, we're going to do an old-fashioned shuffle known as the flip shuffle. Many years ago, playing cards had pictures on both sides, and they would spread the cards and flip the cards in on themselves and mix them up that way. We're going to do the similar thing here, but on each side of the envelope we've got a tick and a cross, and I thought the fairest way of you picking out some cards is if it's a tick, you get to keep that card, and if it's a cross, you eliminate it. That seems fair. Now I am going to shuffle these up to begin with, and I'm going to lay them out in a nice grid on the table. So we're going to lay these out, and we can put them in any order we like, because you're going to do the flip shuffle. Now they do say that people have the ability subconsciously of picking high value cards. Now as a magician, I believe I can control your actions. Seems impossible, but here goes. We're going to mix these up before you start. I'm just going to turn over some cards randomly, maybe this one, one up here. We don't want you to have too many. Maybe these, maybe this one. What about this one? This one, and this one. There you go. I think that's pretty much mixed up. Here's where you get involved. Flip. You're going to flip either the bottom row up, or the top row down, or the sides inwards. Hence the name, the flip shuffle. Off you go. Which ones do you want to flip? The top row. We'll flip these. You're hoping to give yourself more ticks, aren't you? The bottom row up. The right turned in, the left, the bottom up, and the left to the right. So you've actually done a shuffle. Now these cards, any of the ticks you get to keep. There's one there, nothing here. As we go through, all of these cards are being eliminated. There's another one for you there. There's another one. And another one there. So you've eliminated these. You've got 4 cards out of it. Now we know that in each of these envelopes are playing cards. There's one. Let's see what we've got in this one. You would have had a jack if you had chosen this one. In this one, you would have had a queen. And I'm not going to go through them all now. I'm going to leave these with you so that you and your friends can go through and check that every single envelope has a different playing card within it. You see, you chose 4 cards. Subconsciously, you believe. Or did I really control you? You see, out of the 4 cards, you chose a king of diamonds. You chose another king, 2 red kings, and another king. This is crazy, but maybe it's just luck, or maybe coincidence, because now you have the 4 kings chosen. Now you might be looking and saying, well, again, it could be luck, it could be coincidence. I don't believe you knew that you could control me to pick the kings. You've seen the other cards. These are the cards I knew I would get you to pick. How? Because on the back I wrote, you will pick the kings. Everything can be examined, and that is the flip trick. Here is a tutorial for a classic in magic. This is a principle that's been around for many, many years. I know there's been recent tricks released based around this method of flipping cards inwards to arrive at a random number of cards. But it was actually invented or put together by a mathematician called Henry Dudley, who sadly passed away in 1930, so you can tell how old this principle is. But he came up with a method of where you could fold pieces of paper and always end up with the same outcome. And people have kind of used this throughout magic to perform various tricks. Now, you can perform this using picture postcards. You could even perform it with normal playing cards or ESP cards, number cards, or even scrap bits of paper. I quite like this because although I'm using regular playing cards, I like the envelope of the mystery of them not knowing what's in there. So you could do anything. If you got little slips of paper with something written on there, a prediction, you could put those in envelopes as well. So you can adapt this to suit. Let's just go through the principle of how this works. You need 16 envelopes. Now, on 4 of these, because the outcome is always going to be a result of 4 cards or 4 envelopes. What I've done is on 4 of these, I've marked the tick and the cross. So I know that these are going to contain my prediction cards. So I put the kings with the wording on the back. You could use different coloured backs of cards, and I put these in here. I know that I'm going to end up with those 4 envelopes. Now the way that this works, and I know everyone does this differently depending on which book you read, which version you've come across, or the original paper folding Henry Dudley method, but when you lay these out, I lay them all out with the ticks face up. Now I'm just going to rush this just to speed it up a little bit, but you'll end up with 16 cards laid out, 16 postcards, envelopes, bits of paper. When you've laid these out, what you do to begin with is you turn some over. Now it's not a casual turnover, because the first thing you're doing is you're going to turn over all of the cards that are your false cards. Now there's one there, there's also one here, so I'm going to turn this one over. There's also one here, and there's one here. I do that first of all. Turn over the 4 cards that you want to false. Then you have to do a sequence of turnovers, and it's very simple. From my point of view, not yours, okay, from my side, this is row 1, this is row 2, row 3, row 4. I'm going to start on row 1 and I turn over 1 and 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it looks backwards to you, but I'm doing it from my point of view. So I turn over 1 and 3. On the next row, you do 2 and 4. So 2 and 4. The next one is 1 and 3. The next row is 2 and 4. That's it. 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 1 and 3, 2 and 4. Now you may end up turning over your prediction cards again, but don't worry about that, okay? That's it, the trick's done. The rest of it is performance, because now it doesn't matter when they turn these over, this row over here, the bottom up, the top down, these in, these ones in, and then flip these over. Now all you've got to do is, as you pick the cards up, I just kind of dribble them a little bit. What I'm looking for is all the crosses. The more crosses I see, that is the correct way. Now on an occasion, it might be ending up that way, and when I do that, I will just pick this up and turn it over like that. If we go through, the only 4 ticks that are left, no matter how they shuffle them, are the 4 prediction cards. There they are. There's only 4 ticks there, and they are the prediction cards. So use this to great effect for all of your tricks. It's a lovely little break from the norm of a regular deck of cards. Till next time, practice and enjoy.